Good afternoon and welcome back to TMNtv News. I'm Alicia Fireherm and the date is November 6th, 2023. Today we'll be covering stories on education, celebrities, and foreign politics. In national news, Grand Canyon University is being fined $37.7 million by the Department of Education for misleading students on tuition costs. An investigation found the university lied to more than 7,500 students about the cost of its doctoral programs over the course of several years. In the same report, the Department of Education said that GCU was advertising some doctoral programs of costing between $40,000 and $49,000, though less than 2% of graduates completed their degree within that price range. An official from the DOE said of the investigation, quote, GCU's lies harmed students, broke their trust, and led to unexpectedly high levels of student debt, end quote. GCU has since responded, saying they deny the accusations from the Department of Education and will take all measures necessary to defend itself. Currently in the U.S., there is a doctor shortage, and now, according to a new report by Elsevier, there won't be many new ones coming onto the field. The report, titled, quote, Clinician of the Future, Education Edition, surveyed 2,212 students from 91 countries between April and May of this year. It found that 25% of medical students considered quitting their studies, a more than double of the percentage of all student surveys, which was just 12%. As for reasons for wanting to quit, many students cited mental health concerns, as well as how the clinician shortages would affect them. Antony Blinken, the United States Secretary of State, made a surprise visit to Iraqi's capital of Baghdad yesterday. With tensions rising, Blinken wanted to prevent more war between Hamas and Israel. While on the trip, Blinken says that people should stay away from Baghdad, as Shiite military has threatened to escalate attacks if Blinken visited the country. In the wake of the death of Friends star Matthew Perry, also known by his fans as Chandler Bing, was laid to rest this past Friday. Along with the news of the former Friends star, his foundation will continue to fight against drug addiction. Authorities say that there was no drugs in Perry's home, but the toxicology report will take 6 weeks to 6 months. The co-stars of Perry released a statement saying, quote, There is so much to say, but right now we're going to take a moment to grieve and process this unfathomable loss, end quote. In weather, this week's forecast shows warm weather starting off the week, with today's high of 73 degrees and tomorrow's high of 76 degrees. Tomorrow will be the warmest day of the week before temperatures begin to fall. Thursday is set to be the coldest day of the week with a high of 54 degrees and a low of 29. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 50s the rest of the week, and as always, to stay up to date with this forecast as it changes, visit kwch.com. When we come back, Reagan Neufeld will bring you updates on the Fort Hays football team, as well as postseason plays from the Tigers women's soccer team and the Chiefs game in Germany.
5, 4, 3...
We know you'll love what you see here on our campus in Hays, America.
With over 200 academic programs, small classroom sizes, and a 96% success rate, we will make sure you get the tools you need to succeed.
We are proud to offer you 120 clubs and student organizations, over 300 different intramural activities, and countless other ways to get involved here on campus.
As the most affordable four-year institution in the entire state, we are excited to offer you the best value in education anywhere. Not to mention our robust scholarship programs to help minimize that stress of paying for college.
We hope you enjoyed Tiger Nation, and we can't wait for you to see yourself here.
Good afternoon. I'm Reagan Neufeld, and this is the weekly sports update. Later on, I'll have information on the NFL's Germany game and what new tactic the NBA is trying this year, but first, a look at how the Fort Hays football team fared against Central Missouri. After taking a 28-24 lead in the first half, the Tigers were then held scoreless in the second and ended up losing 47-28, their first loss since September 30th. The Mules ultimately found their footing with their passing game, outthrowing Fort Hays by 198 yards. The 4 touchdowns for the Tigers were scored by Travis Dixon, Trevor Watts, and Jabari Lewis. On defense, John Johnson led the team with 15 tackles, followed by Benyon Williams, who had 10. The team will finish their regular season here in Hays on Saturday, taking on Emporia. Both teams entered the contest with records of 7-3. Kickoff is set for 1 p.m. The women's soccer team began their postseason on Friday night, hosting Northeastern State for the opening round of the MIAA tournament. After a scoreless 30 minutes, the Tigers struck first with a goal from Skylar Forrest, who was assisted by Sullivan Kelly and Jersey Garreau. Not long after, with less than 2 minutes left to play in the first half, Allison Worley found the back of the net to make it 2-0. She was assisted by Riley Madden. Both teams were held scoreless in the second half. Fort Hays defended their 2-0 lead by not allowing a single shot. With the win, their record improves to 13-3-3, and they will play Central Missouri at noon on Thursday in Wichita for the semifinal round. Here is a look at the win from TMN's Kyson Evans. Kyson also captured highlights from the men's victory over Southern Nazarene on Thursday. The Tigers will take on Rogers State this Friday in the MIAA GAC tournament. Reagan Hodgson led the women's cross-country team to a 7th place finish at the regional meet on Saturday and qualified for nationals for the 2nd year in a row. She finished 5th with a personal best time of 20 minutes and 55 seconds. JC Vath also recorded a new personal best of 21 minutes and 13 seconds, finishing 13th. The two received all region honors for their performances. It will be announced later today if any other Tigers will be going to nationals as at-large qualifiers. And while fall sports are nearing the end of their seasons, winter sports are getting their start. The men's basketball team kicked off their season with an exhibition game against Kansas last Wednesday. The Tigers lost 73-55. While they struggled offensively, they were able to force as many turnovers as they gave up, 13. They also pulled down 32 rebounds compared to the Jayhawks' 42, which head coach Mark Johnson called a high rate, given the size of the Jayhawks.
I think the thing we did the best, honestly, is I thought we competed on the glass at a high rate against them and their size. So I thought our guys did a really good job on the glass, and we weren't too terrible in turnovers. Anytime you come here to Allen Fieldhouse, you're really concerned about how well or how many turnovers it can get to you. And we didn't let it get to us. So rebounding and turnovers were good, and then we shot the ball in the second half. But for our players, every time we get to come here, it's just a great experience for them, something they'll always remember. And even for me, I think this is like my 10th time maybe, and it still never gets old. It's just always cool. It's environment and a cool situation for Fort Hays State University's basketball program to be able to come down Fieldhouse and play KU, and we're always thankful that they give us these opportunities.
Full coverage of the game can be found on TigerMediaNet.com. The Tigers play their first official game this Friday against Southwestern Oklahoma State in Emporia. Speaking of basketball, the NBA's in-season tournament kicked off on Friday. The tournament is new this year, created by the league in hopes fans will be more engaged with the sport during a time when the NFL and college football usually get more attention. The teams, split into 3 groups in the East Conference and 3 groups in the West Conference, will play group games every Tuesday and Friday in November. The quarterfinals will then be played on December 4th and 5th, the semifinals on the 7th, and the championship game on the 9th. While the tournament will be a moneymaker for the league, there is an incentive for the players as well. Each member of the championship team will receive $500,000, and members of the second-place team $200,000. Incentives of $50,000 and $100,000 will also go to members of the quarterfinals and semifinals teams. Playing the first NFL game in Germany, the Chiefs held on for a 21-14 victory over the Miami Dolphins on Sunday. Defense proved to be key for Kansas City as safety Brian Cook scored the Chiefs' final touchdown on a fumble recovery, which was forced by Trent McDuffie. As a way for the league to grow, several games have been played in international locations over the last few years. This season, 3 games were played in London during the month of October, while the Indianapolis Colts and New England Patriots will round out international play with another game in Germany this Sunday. And that's all I have for this week. Until next Monday, you can stay up to date with Fort Hays Athletics by visiting TigerMediaNet.com. After this break, Alicia will have information on the Health and Wellness Center, as well as more local and campus news.
When you transfer to Fort Hays State University, you discover unmatched affordability, convenience, and powerfully supportive faculty and staff, all with a determination that matches yours. Complete your degree and leap forward in your life and career with Fort Hays State University Online, the best value in education anywhere.
Tiger Media Network is the student convergent media lab hub for Fort Hays State. We live broadcast all of Fort Hays' home athletic events.
Our program is a hands-on program where we give kids ample opportunity to do anything from writing stories to audio and video projects to sports productions to newscasts. The sky's the limit. We tell the students whatever they can think of or dream of, we'll find a way to try to pull it off to give them that experience.
I am a junior at Fort Hays State University, and I'm a photography major. So I've done cameras, I've done tech directing, video board, a little bit of directing. I really enjoy being able to have an eye for that. It's something I really enjoyed learning about through my 3 years here with photography. To me, photography and even just video and broadcasting kind of go hand in hand.
The future is with the kids, and the new tech gear that we have fits great into our educational model of a great learning environment for the students.
I really like the TriCaster. I like how you can make it as simple as you want, or you can go as complex as you need it to be. You know, you can pretty much do whatever you want with it.
It's a good experience. It teaches you how to work as a team, how to kind of lead things on your own.
Well, we wanted something when it came to giving our students opportunity that was going to be easy to use and applicable in a lot of different scenarios. And that's what we felt like with TriCaster and New Tech really offer.
You get a really good experience, and it's something you could easily get into.
When we pull off a great production, or they provide a great replay angle for a referee in a crucial instant, that makes you proud.
Once you start working with the TriCaster, you can really understand exactly what's going on behind the scenes.
And now it's my favorite thing to do.
It's no surprise that cold and flu season is here, as you might have noticed more students and faculty sick recently. Associate Health Nurse at Hayes Med, Sydney Brown, says that flu season typically starts in October and can last through April. To protect yourself against the virus, Brown recommends getting a flu vaccine. Fort Hays students can schedule an appointment with Health and Wellness on campus to get a flu shot. Flu shots are typically covered by insurance, and all students need to bring with them is their Fort Hays ID and proof of insurance. More information, including alternative places to receive a flu vaccine, can be found on tigermedianet.com. Health and Wellness Services is not just a great place to go when you're feeling ill or need a flu shot, but also if you need counseling services. Reporter Kerrigan Hutton spoke to Jessica Albin, Interim Director of Counseling Services, who said that there is a small influx of students around this time of year that seek counseling services. She says the colder weather and decrease in sunlight can affect some people's mood and changes in melatonin levels, which helps people regulate sleep patterns. There are many ways to combat these effects, like embracing the cold weather and engaging in more cozy activities. To read more about this story, visit tigermedianet.com. If you noticed the extra hour of sleep this past weekend, daylight savings time turned the clocks back an hour. With the change of light throughout the day, the state of California has a Drowsy Driving Awareness Week. This prevention is to help drivers get more sleep before getting behind the wheel. Already in 2023, California has seen 4,000 drowsy car crashes. Classes in college are meant to prepare you for the real world. Students in the intensive video production class have been working on a short film this semester. In addition to learning the more technical aspects of creating video content, the project has also helped students develop problem-solving skills and other helpful life skills. Here's what student Nick McCoy had to say about the project.
Just a great experience because it teaches you just to be pretty much prepared for anything. And just you gotta expect to be there a lot longer than you think you do. And I guess have the right attitude. But at the end of the day, just have fun. Just have fun with it.
Tune in next week for more information and a full video package on this project. And that's a wrap on today's TMNtv News. To stay up to date with local, state, national, and international news, visit tigermedianet.com, as well as our social media pages. Thank you for watching. I'm Alicia Fireherm, and we will see you next time.